What kind of pope rides into battle dressed in full armor, not in spirit, but on a horse, sword beside his cross? Who dares to blend the power of heaven with the force of war? This is not fiction. This is the story of Pope Julius II, the warrior pope. While most popes prayed from the pulpit, Julius marched from the battlefield. While others negotiated, he roared, and history would never be the same. If you're new here, welcome to the Pope Diaries, the channel where history lives and breathes. If you're already subscribed, thank you, you're amazing. You're building something special with us. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and join the journey. Because today, we go to war. Giuliano della Rovere was born in 1443 in Albasola, near Genoa, Italy, not in silk and gold, but in the shadows of ambition and war. Raised by a noble, but not overly powerful family, Giuliano had one weapon from the beginning: relentless drive. At 16, he entered the Franciscan order. At 28, his uncle was elected Pope Sixtus IV, and Giuliano rose quickly in the church, but not through quiet piety. Through vision, maneuvering, and a deep desire for a stronger, unified church. He wasn't content being part of history, he wanted to reshape it. In 1503, at age 60, Giuliano was elected pope and became Pope Julius II. But he didn't ascend the throne with peace in mind. "I will not be a prisoner of French kings, nor be ruled by cardinals," Julius II. From day one, Julius II wore not just the papal ring, but a warrior's armor. He saw the papacy not just as spiritual leadership, but as a force of power, order, and justice. He was determined to reclaim the papal states, rebuild Rome, and unify Italy, even if it meant bleeding for it. Yes, Pope Julius II really wore armor. He marched alongside soldiers, led campaigns, and even personally oversaw sieges. In 1511, at age 68, he led the charge to take back Bologna from the Bentivoglio family. Imagine that, a pope on horseback, surrounded by troops, determined not to send orders from afar, but to live or die with his cause. He didn't only pray for victory, he fought for it. "Let none speak of peace when war is righteous," Julius II. His armor wasn't just metal, it was a symbol. To him, defending the church was both a spiritual and physical battle, and he refused to sit in silence while enemies carved up God's land. Julius wasn't just a warrior, he was a patron of the Renaissance. He commissioned the rebuilding of St. Peter's Basilica, what would become the Vatican's crown jewel. He hired Michelangelo to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, one of the greatest artistic projects in human history. He supported Raphael, Bramante, and many more. He believed the church should inspire awe, in glory, in beauty, in presence. He made the church not only powerful in politics, but immortal in culture. The majesty of God must be seen with the eyes of men, Julius II. But he wasn't loved by all. His wars were bloody, his politics sharp-edged. Some accused him of vanity, others of turning the church into an empire. But Julius never apologized for his vision. He feared weakness more than criticism. He believed a church that bowed to kings would soon be forgotten, and a pope who feared men more than God would be powerless. Better to be feared for doing right than loved for doing nothing, Julius II. He was the storm the church needed, whether the world liked it or not. In his final years, his health declined, but his will never bend. Even on his deathbed in 1513, Julius was planning, commanding, dreaming. He died with his armor not far from him, not just in the physical sense, but in the spirit of his soul. To this day, people debate whether Julius II was a pope or a king. But one thing's certain, he was a force. A man who didn't separate faith and fire. A man who made the world respect the church again, not through words, but through action. So, what can we learn from the warrior pope? That faith isn't always passive. That belief isn't always soft. That sometimes the world needs a warrior with a cross in one hand and a sword in the other. Julius teaches us that purpose is worth fighting for. That if you want to build something timeless, you must face resistance. And if you want to protect something holy, you cannot be afraid to bleed. Let no man steal what belongs to God. Let no fear chain the righteous. Julius II. To every dreamer out there, wear your armor. To every builder, ride into your purpose. And to every believer, know this: even popes have to fight for peace. Thank you, amazing subscribers. Your support gives this mission strength. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the Pope Diaries. We bring you the stories not just of popes, but of men who shook the world with faith and fire. Until next time, stand strong, believe boldly, and never forget, even history bows to courage.